What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and I'll be candid with you folks. This is a real situation we got here, and I'm gonna go ahead and read this article or parts of it to give you guys like the full, complete um, explanation of it. Okay, so mileage tax study's been a debated topic or something people are really upset about. Now, actual mileage tax proposed in infrastructure bill. Okay, and this is how it starts. It's they say, "Oh, we're just piloting it. We're not actually doing it. We're going to see how this could be implemented, etc., etc." Here it says that the claim was that there was a driving tax that is estimated to be 8 cents per mile, and their assessment is that this is false. That there is no proposed tax, but Congress would establish a national study to assess how a tax could be implemented. It would not actually enact that tax, nor it does not outline a rate of 8 cents per mile. Here, key word is they want to do a national study to see how a tax could be implemented. So we're not taxing you yet, but we're going to see or find a way how we could do it. And so it says, as members of Congress move a bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill that was approved by the Senate in August, social media users are misrepresenting one aspect of the massive legislation, which is this very same idea that it's not actually going to be enacted. Instead, it's going to be a national study to see how it's going to be enacted. And let's see here. Let me skip down here. It says that program, a national motor vehicle per mile user fee pilot, is included in the infrastructure package still before Congress. So they want to make sure that you understand that it's not actually an actual tax. It's just a study, a national study that they're doing. No need to worry. Just forget about it. It's, no big deal. Of course it's a big deal because that's how it starts. How many things have always been introduced slowly as, oh, don't worry about it, it's just going to be something small. But then it progresses and actually becomes something big. This is not something to, just dismiss. And they're trying to make you dismiss it, like saying it's not happening now. Don't worry about it now. But it's something that's going to be included eventually. And if you remember from the World Economic Forum, where you'll own nothing and be happy, and you'll probably not even own a vehicle, and where you can just get a car and pay for your trip, and that's it. And this is what they're trying to do. You can see the World Economic Forum's plan right here. It says it is not a tax, it is not on everybody, and it is voluntary. That's what Winkler said. I'm not sure who that is. I believe that might be a senator. Yeah, and so he said it's voluntary. Okay. Yeah, it's sooner or later it won't be voluntary. The idea, he says, that volunteers with passenger and commercial vehicles across the country would participate in the program that would provide insights into how such a per mile fee could be collected. Such a tax has been weighed as a potential replacement for the gas tax, he said. Yeah, right. We see, likewise, a senior policy analyst at the Tax Foundation, which is named Ulrich Bosen, said in an email the purpose of this program is to study vehicles' miles traveled, taxes to understand how they could work. The proposal for the pilot program does not include an 8 cents per mile rate or any rate for that matter. And he says it's unclear why that specific rate was referenced. Um, and he said Bosen noted that a proposal floated in Pennsylvania suggests using a tax of 8.1 cents for each mile traveled, among other changes, and phasing out the state's gas tax. Folks, I mean, here's one way I can see this happening. So each year you have to register your vehicle, right? And each year you have to pay for tags, etc., etc., etc. Well, how about if what they did was, okay, in order for you to fully register your vehicle, now you have to also tell us the amount of miles at the date of registration. And from then they keep a tab on how many miles you've driven from that point until the following year. And the tax could then be implemented based on those miles each time you register your vehicle. That would be an easy way to include this tax. Now, I'm not saying this is how they're going to do it, but I could totally see something like that being implemented. Or if not, they have something, a GPS tracker which you have to use whenever you're driving, and it might charge you per day or whatever. And so this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. where it's sneakily, slowly introduced. They boil a frog slowly, and sooner or later you boil to death. We're reaching a time where it's going to be very, very hard to get by. And folks, the crisis has started. I've been warning about this, but I want you to see how things are slowly implemented. And before you know it, it's part of your everyday life and it's something you have to deal with. So be careful and beware when they say, oh, it's a national study, it's just a pilot program. Those pilot programs tend to become reality. So I hope this information has been valuable to you. Like and subscribe, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like this mileage tax? I mean, I'm sure I don't. I sure do not want this to become a thing, but as I believe a lot of people wouldn't, because it's ridiculous. But let me know if you do like this. I actually want to hear your thoughts because I like deferring opinions. It helps me think and present other ideas to people. So let me know in the comment section below. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.